Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns. Welcome to 333 Magic 9, where the tarot cards and the astrology stars come together to help you. 2024 is going to be an exciting year with a lot of change and a lot of opportunity. And here's the energy that will be coming at you. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out. Sagittarius, the tarot card for the first quarter is the Fool. It shows a young man who is headed for the future. He is traveling with only a staff over his shoulder and a rose in his hand. On his staff is a small bag that contains what he needs. There's a small dog at his feet that represents instinctive guidance. Now, he is looking to the sky, showing future potential, but he may lack some practicality. Now, as we look into the astrology, January begins with a warning, as squares from Mercury and Venus to Saturn and Neptune can bring some confusion with home, family, and security issues. Now, Uranus will go direct on the 27th in your 6th house. So evaluate your daily routines and your work schedule. And maybe you'll have some new computers. The Sun will conjunct Pluto in Aquarius on the 20th in your 3rd house. And that can expose some secrets that should be kept quiet. February starts nice but gets bumpy as Mars will conjunct Pluto on the 14th, one of the biggest aspects of the year. So watch your passions when communicating. The 22nd through the 25th may find you seeking exciting changes at work, but being frustrated. And as we move into March, it starts with a bang as Venus will square Uranus in your 6th house. So do not be too independent at work and keep your daily routine simple. Mars will then square Uranus, exposing the willfulness of coworkers. And then Neptune in the 4th house brings new home fantasies, but you need to keep them realistic. Now, as we move into the second quarter, the tarot card is the Knight of Cups. It shows a man in armor seated on a white horse. He extends a cup before him. His helmet signifies imagination, and water is behind him. He suggests inspiration, creativity, and emotion. And you may receive an offer that has a positive emotional impact, maybe in love and romance. Woohoo! Now, as we look into the astrology for the second quarter, April begins with a total solar eclipse and Mercury retrograde in your 5th house. And this can bring creative and maybe even romantic challenges. And confusion can rule, but Venus and Mars conjunct Uranus in the 4th. And that can create some distractions at home. And there are unusual energies when Jupiter conjuncts Uranus in the 6th house, and the Sun will square Pluto over the 20th. So if you need to, make any adjustments at work. As we go into May, Mars in the 5th house will energize your pleasure principle on the 1st, but Pluto in the 3rd house warns you to be careful how you communicate your desires. And then the Sun and Venus conjunct Uranus in the 6th house asks you to listen to your bosses carefully, because Mercury will also conjunct Uranus. That can bring new ideas, and Jupiter, now in the 7th house, helps you work and cooperate with others or come before the public in some way. Now, as we move into June, it starts with messages flying all over the place. And this can be challenging when difficult energy does affect your seventh house, and that is the house of relationships. And Saturn will turn retrograde at the end of the month in your fourth house and demands you take care of security issues at home. The tarot card for the third quarter is the Death card. It suggests the ever-changing cycles of nature when endings become new beginnings. Your world is changing, but is also full of new potential. So don't get stuck in the past. Keep the faith, go through the changes, and move to the future. As we move into the third quarter, in July, Neptune will join Saturn going retrograde in your fourth house, and that can create some issues with your security and your home and family. Venus and Mercury, though, can make communications more exciting, but then Mars will conjunct Uranus in the sixth house. And then that will be followed by a square for Mercury up in the ninth house. And that can disrupt your future plans and ambitions. So be careful what you say about what you're trying to achieve. As we look at August, Mercury goes retrograde up in the 10th house. And this can disrupt business and career plans. And mid-month becomes volatile as Mars in the 7th house will square Saturn and conjunct Jupiter. So control yourself in relationships and when you're in public. You may make mistakes, and Saturn down in the 4th house may affect your ability to feel secure. As we look into September, the Sun in Virgo and your 10th house really creates a need to spend time on career projects and be especially aware around the lunar eclipse, which happens in the 4th house on the 18th. And this can upset your career and family balance. So stay focused so you can understand the needs of family while maintaining professional responsibilities. As we move into the fourth quarter, the tarot card is the Four of Wands. This is one of the happiest cards in the tarot deck. It combines the energy of the Four, which represents positive energy on the material plane, with the Wands, which represent happiness and expression. This suggests a good time for success in material and spiritual concerns. And there may be a romance or marriage in the air. Now, as we look down into the astrology, the fourth quarter, October begins as Jupiter will go retrograde in your 7th house of relationships, causing you to rethink the way you feel. And you may even want to expand some of your relationships. Pluto going direct in the 2nd house will help you understand the power of money. And there will be a grand trine in water and mixed aspects, and that'll keep everybody's emotions flowing. So join them and go with the flow. Now, as we move into November, there is tension in the air as Mars in the 8th house will oppose Pluto in the 2nd. Warning of people who are trying to manipulate your money, so be careful with investments. This is followed by the Sun now in the 12th house in opposition to Uranus in the 6th. So balance your work and your spiritual needs. If you need quiet time, you must take it. Mercury will go retrograde in the 1st house. So adjust the way you're expressing your personality. And as we move into December, Mars will go retrograde in the 9th house, asking you to understand the best way to be ambitious for success. And then Neptune goes direct in the 4th house, showing you the importance of family and security. And Venus, now in the 3rd house, will oppose Mars in the 9th. So don't fight anyone over different philosophies or religious beliefs. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank you for listening. Please like my videos and share them with your friends. And remember, this is the best time to prepare for 2024 with a private psychic and spiritual reading or a natal transit astrology chart. And you can order them at my website, professorastrology.com. And I hope you have a fabulous new year.